I've created this world called the Fallen Angel series, and every now and then I have to have a little meeting with the boys upstairs around a boardroom table, and they question me about, my reasons behind creating this Fallen Unit. And it sort of goes like this. They say, so why have you created this Fallen Unit? And I say, well, you need a little bit of help, honey, so you're not managing it all. The police on the ground aren't managing it all. And things slip through your fingers up there. The angels are all well and good you've got, but, you need a sort of intermediary level that, can work on the ground and midway and help you sort out crime, because it's just getting a little bit worse. Fine. And then they say things like, but you've got criminals in this unit. Well, yeah, in the unit, everyone's dead. They made a deal on their deathbed that they want to hang around for a bit and sort out a few of the baddies on the ground. And sometimes criminals, if they have, redempted enough and done a good enough deeds to make up for what they've done, sometimes they're quite useful. They speak the same lingo as the criminals. It's setting a thief to catch a thief sort of thing. I found them very useful in combating crime. And then they say things like, but you've also recruited a few things from hell. Well, yeah, the boys on hell, they're a little bit fed up down there. So, if they do enough redemption work, and they do enough good deeds, it's pretty difficult for them to get out of there. But, if they do, there's a much better environment up with you lot. And the view's good, the food and drink's good, the company's good. So some of them want to move out, so I use them in the Fallen Unit as well. We need all the help we can get. And then they say things like, but you have your Fallen Unit, they have sex in the skies. I can't do anything about that. There's, chemistry is chemistry. If someone fancies someone and it's consensual, well, why not? Nobody can see them, they're invisible. Let them have a bit of fun, because the job is really hard work. And to release a bit of energy every now and then, isn't such a bad thing. It might help them. I mean, they were only human once. And then they say things like, yeah, but your Fallen Unit, they swear a lot. Yeah, but swearing is a good thing sometimes without children hearing. It's a very short few words, letters, that come together in a succinct format, and they say a whole paragraph full of words, and they help you succinctly get out that feeling you're having at the moment. I think it's quite a healthy release to be able to say that short little word sometimes. Look, the people on the ground, the earth folk, they can't hear them, they can't see them, they don't know they're swearing, they don't know they're shagging in the skies. It's okay, let them, have this release. And they say things like, but you let them drink alcohol and have things like cupcakes. Well, yeah, it's part of well-being. They need to enjoy stuff as well. The job's 24/7 with no breaks, no holiday, no thanks. If they can keep their chipper up by, having the odd lovely little thing, well, why not? It's not as if they're going to get drunk or anything. It's not as if they're going to die. I mean, they're dead already. Let them have a bit of fun in between saving lives and doing the stuff that you're not able to get to. I believe in, giving, staff good benefits. It makes them stay a bit longer if you look after your staff. And then they say things like, well, you've got a couple of ex-prisoners who are hackers running the unit up there. I mean, how does that work? Well, as I go back to it takes a thief to catch a thief, they are very useful because they know everything about the dark web and stuff that I don't know, and they get in there and sift out the baddies. And if every now and then they accidentally, go into the bank account of a billionaire who's a nasty criminal, and they empty his account and they put it into the account of needy others. Oops, that's a mistake. Everybody's, entitled to the odd mistake. And yeah, they're the sort of Robin Hood of the fallen unit. They're very useful. And then they say things like, but you've got the ex-head of MI6 in there. Now, how does she feel about it all? Well, she's like that bird M from Bond. She gets on with it, swears like a trooper, wears her twin set and pearls on her little Chanel suits, and she's, she's quite noisy and quite definite about what she wants and what she doesn't want, and she can quite easily go out and do a kill if she needs to. She gets her hands dirty. Yeah, she loves being up there. She gets the job done, whereas there's no red tape, except that termination thing. Yes, they say, about the termination thing. You're killing people. You're a fallen unit acting as angels in the skies, and you're killing people. Yeah, we got the memo. We're not allowed to do that anymore. We have spread the word amongst us that we're not going to be killing anymore without a termination form signed, authorised by, the head honcho. We've got a commander called Michael. And if he and his board sign it off, we can go and kill someone. But only, we're getting better at that. And then they say things like, but you have an Earth folk unit on the ground. Now, what are they doing? They're alive. Yeah, we found that they're very useful. They don't know we exist. We communicate with them through anonymous means, the hackers. Anyway, we do communicate with them, but they don't know we're there. But they have, of their own volition, got about 6 or 7 people within a unit, and they seem to be building in each country around the planet at the moment. Seems to be a thing that's building, mainly in big cities, and they are law enforcement or ambulance crew or army boys, where they get together, they have their own shift, their own work, and then they get together privately in the private sort of den area, and they feel a bit disgruntled about the way things have gone at court, say. Maybe the CPS hasn't got around to doing them a good job on getting somebody put inside. So to safeguard the public, they go out and do it themselves. Yeah, they're a sort of Earth unit of ex-coppers and army boys and a few criminals. But yeah, they're alive. They know nothing about us, but we do use them we feed them with information so that they can go and sort somebody out who has slipped through your fingers. I mean, we're cleaning up after you guys because, you're just not managing to get to everybody. I know that the world is a big place and you need help. You should be giving them medals, to be honest. They do get a bit tense when you talk about the Earth unit. They say things like, well, you've got a burglar, you've got an ex-army boy who was chucked out of the army and out of the Foreign Legion, and you've also got a serial killer. I mean, how can you say that this is okay? Well, they are working alongside police, so they are working within rules. And they do know how the burglar thinks, they do know how a killer thinks, and they do know how criminals work. So surely they are the best in place to work around the details around that sort of environment and know how to manage it and know how to sort it out. They have also got the premise that they don't necessarily enjoy killing people. They would rather put them through the courts successfully. So the main thing they do is gather evidence for a successful outcome at court. That's really helpful to the police and to the Crown Prosecution Service. So these boys are now, in their redemption phase, and we hope that they'll join the Fallen Unit in the future if they manage to save enough lives and do enough good deeds, because it's a numbers game at the end of the day. It's a summary of all a balance of their good and bad deeds that dictates where they go next. So we have high hopes that eventually they'll be able to join us. in the fallen unit. You don't look very happy. Your fallen unit are doing a deal with a guy called Kill, who's a warlord. He's based in hell. Now, what can you tell us about him? Well, Kill, yes, when he was alive, he was a sort of sniper type person. Criminals hired him to kill people for them, and it was normally in killing, like killing each other off, killing off their competition. So he mainly only was a hired gun for really bad boys. So he was doing us a favour, basically, saving money on prison sentences if these chaps were ever caught. And he is down below. He doesn't like it very much. He's not enjoying himself. And he does want to come and join us, and he's just about past the grade. So, but he's found that he's quite useful down there. He's a spy for us. And for as long as he can, he's going to exist down there to provide us with information on the warmongery of the witnesses in hell. He helps out our main SAS boy, Jack. Because he's also ex-army, he's quite useful, when we deal with warmongers on the planet, because he knows about guns and tanks and, things like that. And Jack and he team up together, and they're going to sort out a few war zones. I, fumble with a few tanks and guns and make things not go to plan and save a few lives. So he's totting up his redemption numbers on that, and he will eventually join us. But he's very brave, because it's a bit dodgy being down there amongst all those hell boys, because if he's ever found out and doesn't get to stay with us in time, he will be thrown in the sewer of swirling, boiling, disgusting bodies. So he's risking everything. But Kill, don't judge a book by his name. It's spelled Q-Y-L, not K-I-L-L. Don't judge a book. And he's going to be very useful when he joins the fallen unit. But right now he's working undercover for us. Again, doing your dirty work, because I don't think you're managing. You need the fallen unit. They will work within your rules. They'll try not to kill too many. They'll try not to be too naughty or deceiving. But when you're dealing with criminals, they don't live by the rules. So why should they? No, I'm not going to ask them to stop swearing. No, I'm not going to deny them cupcakes. And no, I'm not going to deny alcohol or having sex in the skies. If you make the rules too hard, they'll just walk. They won't bother. And then where will we be? I mean, the planet's in chaos. It is as it is. Everybody needs a fallen angel in their corner. They're very good. They've got a good heart. They're fighting for the underdog. And they have the time to do it. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So at the end of the board meeting, they say they'd like to reconvene and have a word with each other about probably absolutely nothing, and then call me back when they're ready. Meanwhile, we're just cracking on with saving a few more lives, and I hope that they come to their senses and understand that the fallen unit is needed. Okay?